Okay, guys, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening whenever you watch this. This is Mr. Burton. First off, I just want to tell you guys this is our next unit, and I understand that this has been incredibly frustrating for some of you guys, but this is the way kind of that learning is going now, and I just want to encourage you guys. You know, this has been a process. I want to thank you guys for your patience with us and understanding it, and it takes a while. It's a process, okay? And we're just getting better at it. Hopefully, I'm getting better at it. Hopefully, you guys are getting some understanding of some information. You guys are having to look up this information, and that's really the whole part of learning. So we're going to start on our next unit, and we're going to be looking at a few different things. So the first thing we're going to be looking at is, first off, here are the standards. These are the new social studies standards. These are the standards that we're going to be looking at throughout the next couple of weeks in class. We're going to really focus on the first one for the next couple of weeks. It's chronological reasoning, all right? It says causation and continuity. Analyze multiple and complex causes and effects of developments, events, and historical periods, and identify the differences between long-term and triggering events. So, if you're like me, you're probably thinking, Mr. Burton, what's that have to do with anything? All right. So I tried to break it down for you guys to make it a little easier for you. The first thing is I think you need to understand is what is cause and what is effect. So, real quick, a cause is why something happened. And then the effect is of what happens. And then after that, you have triggering events, so things that happen from the effect. Okay? Okay, so, what we're going to be looking at is, and I'll give you a perfect example of somebody. This gentleman is probably the most evil man in the history of the world. It could argue as well, if he's not the most evil, he's definitely in the top 5. For those who don't know, this is Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler became the leader of Germany in the 1930s. His goal, be-all, end-all goal, was to eliminate any race that was not Aryan, blonde hair, blue eyes, because he felt like that they were the supreme race. And, so we look at this now and as in the year 2016, and hopefully we're thinking, how in the heck did this person become a leader? How did they become a person in charge? Well, he kind of said some things that really incited people, really inspired people, and, he said he was going to make change, and, he was going to promise them a better economy, better this, better that. We're sick and tired of, being pushed around, and I'm going to make you better. We're gonna do change. So he almost completed his task of he almost eliminated the Jewish race. It would have taken a little while longer, but his goal was to destroy them, and he was on the path to doing so. So by him becoming the leader, he was able to become the leader of Germany. He was able to put people in place. He was able to create the SS. He was able to spy on people. He was able to do various things to help people in his cause. And because of that, we had World War II, and we're still suffering some repercussions because of World War II because of that. So that's an example for me of what a cause and effect is. Now, for you, a more practical thing might be, say you decide to punch somebody, say your brother or sister or a friend. What's going to happen? Well, in my opinion, it's probably going to be one of two things that are going to happen. Number one, you're going to get punched back. Or two, they're going to report and you're going to get in trouble. So to me, that's a pretty good example of what a cause and effect is. So what I would like for you to do right now is I would like for you to write down on a piece of paper or send me a message on Google Classroom. Provide me an example of what a cause and effect is. you might want to pause. After you finish, you can unpause. So, to me, the perfect example of a cause and effect is this picture right here. To me, this is one of the most beautiful pictures from a historian. One of the most beautiful pictures on Earth. And this is George Washington crossing the Delaware River. And this is a very significant situation because George Washington, he brought his men over at night under the light of darkness. You know, if he didn't do this, the British were going to attack him the next morning and pretty much eliminate him. That's what some historians believe. So he came in the middle of the night, went over there, and pretty much turned the Revolutionary War around. Because of this event, the United States, the colonials, gained control in America, and eventually ended us having us win the Revolutionary War, which in turn made us one of the most dominant nations later on. Also during this time, with the defeat of the British Army, that put the British Army in kind of a limbo, and at this point we started to see a decline of the British Army. So guys, I just provided you some information, some opportunity, or not some opportunity, but more some information of what a cause and effect and more what a triggering event is. So you have an option. You can choose between one of two things. Number one, and this is in here for sure, is the printing press. So what you're going to do is you're going to look at cause and effects of the printing press and then some form of technology or media. You cannot, under no circumstances at this time, you cannot do anything as in regards to social media. And the reason why is because we still don't know where that's going to lead us. Okay, so you can, if you don't know what technology or media is, then I encourage you to look up on Google different forms of technology or different forms of media. So you are going to tell me by the end of class today which one you're going to do. Okay, so you're going to definitely be doing the printing press, but then you're going to have the option of the different form of technology or media. Or you can do this. You're going to be looking at the cause and effects of World War II and any other war of your choosing. Okay? Again, you cannot do a current event at this time. I do not want you to for this particular unit. I want you to look at cause and effects of why things happened the way that they did, and what happened because of that. So, we look at World War II. I'll give you an example. We look at World War II. So, cause and effect. The cause of men went off to war. So that left a lot of job opportunities, a lot of job vacancies open for women. After the war was over, the women just did not quit. They still had their jobs. So we start seeing the role of women in society definitely change from the cause and effects of World War II. Again, then you're going to be looking at a different war of your choosing. You can do the Revolutionary War, Civil War, Korean War, Vietnam War, different things along those lines. So you get to choose one. So you either do this task, the printing press and form technology or media, or you do World War II and the war of your choosing. Okay? You have to pick either option. And then today, what you're going to be looking at, and you're created on Google Classroom, okay, just a sheet, you're going to look at how and why these things were invented. So you're just getting some basic information you're looking up right now. All right, it's nothing, shouldn't be too difficult. You're looking at kind of like at a time frame, so when these events took place. So again, World War II was from 1939 to 1945, and then another one, you're going to be whatever war you choose. You're looking at the date. We're looking at for the dates at this time, and then you're going to tell me what was going on in the world during your era. Okay, you're going to submit it into Google Classroom. And this is how I want you to do it. Okay, you are going to put hashtag World War II. Okay, so if you choose that one, or you're going to do hashtag printing press. Okay, I'm going to change this up even more. Hashtag World War II assignment 1. Okay, or hashtag printing press assignment 1. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing in the class today. Okay, we're looking at cause and effects, but really the first thing we're doing is we're trying to decide what those events were and how they happened. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask, and we'll be good to go.